Hello friends, welcome to day 24 of the Feel the Love Challenge, which is to offer quality time to a loved one doing something that they enjoy. And I know I'm doing these slightly out of order, but this one was very heavily connected to day 15, so yeah, we're gonna do it this way. So if you haven't seen day 15's video, feel free to go check that out because it gives context to this video. But I will say, the challenge task for that day was to clear the air with someone you love, and I chose to write a letter to try to clear the air with one of my siblings, with my brother. And while there are a lot of things that kind of led up to that decision I talked about in that video, one of the things is that I've been getting closer lately with his daughter, my niece. And so she asked if I would want to come over in honor of her recent birthday and spend some time crocheting and just hanging out. So I was like, perfect. I'd love to offer quality time doing something that you love. And I'd already written the letter and I was just going to be giving it to him. That was my intention, just to give him the letter and leave it out for him so he could read that over after I left and just hang out with my niece and do whatever she felt like doing. But what happened beforehand made it just that much more magical. So I got there and we were all standing around and talking. And at first, my brother and I were just chit-chatting about regular everyday things. And then we started talking about my niece and when she was itty bitty. And, he was sharing moments that she would do things that just reminded him of me as a kid and then a teenager. And then, we just all started talking. It was him, my sister-in-law, my niece, myself. We just started talking about family. And I love that all of this elapsed before they knew about the letter, before I had told anybody about it, before I handed it to them. This all happened. Sorry if you can hear the truck outside. This all happened before any of that was even brought up. So this was a natural, organic process. But in talking, we started really sharing the truth. We started sharing things that we didn't know about each other. We started sharing things about other family members that made some of what happened make a lot more sense and contextualize the periods of separation or upheaval that we had been through. And my brother spoke really open-heartedly, and so did I. And I know he's been on a healing journey for a long time, and I have too. And so it was really beautiful to see that things finally came together in such a way to support us being able to work things out. Because one of the kind of leftover, bits of trauma from my experience is I was always afraid that conflict meant the dissolution of a relationship, that conflict was inevitably linked to abandonment and rejection. And it's made me very conflict averse over the years, and I've been working on that. And while I think all conflict needs to be healthy conflict, I've learned that within healthy limitations and boundaries, I've learned that you can love something enough to fight for it. You can love someone enough to fight it out and understand and believe and expect that both of you are still going to be there at the end of the day. And that is actually a sign of a healthy relationship. So at the end of the evening, my niece was going to go, I think, with some friends and go do something fun. But when we all kind of went to leave and go our separate ways, her to go out, me to go home, we all hugged. And my niece, the sweet pea that she is, just started crying. And I was like, baby, no, why are you crying? And she just goes, it's so nice to see you guys getting along like this. And my sister-in-law started crying, and then of course I started crying. And it was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever gotten the blessing to be a part of. And part of why I wanted to share all this is I never want to tell people to hang on to things that are toxic, to hold out hope to a level of codependency. And I don't necessarily support that, right? This relationship with my brother and other relationships with my family members, I had to walk away. I had to put up boundaries. I had to step away with the expectation that we might not come back together, but that was what I needed, and that was what was healthy and self-supportive for me. And there are relationships with my family members that are currently estranged and will most likely remain estranged. But every once in a while, it really does happen. You really do get to walk off into the sunset and have a happy ending. And I'm sure this means, it doesn't mean that he and I will never disagree or squabble or fight. But I think we've both established that we want to do the repair. The universe is a funny little thing sometimes. It's got a bunch of spare miracles kicking around. And I share all this because I want you to believe that some of those are meant for you too. But yeah, quality time. It was the highest quality I could have asked for. I love you guys. Be well.